appreciate all of you taking time for this afternoon to be here. Basically, what I'm talking about is the school counselor's role in what is called the Comprehensive School Counseling Program. And it's something kind of a movement that not only the Missouri State counselors want you to do, but also like a national type thing that they are kind of pushing this program. And it goes alongside with a lot of what's going on in the classroom, both with teachers and even I see a lot of similarities to it with PBS, like the PBIS program, and what we do here at the school. And so we're just going to talk about what the school counselor's role is in that and in the school setting in kind of an ideal situation, so to speak. And so with that, we're going to talk first about what is a comprehensive school counseling program. And this is basically it in a nutshell. And so you see the main goal goes alongside with what a lot of what's going on in the school. Now, our goal is to improve student learning, and not only improve student learning, but also improve student behaviors. And that's something that school counselors work alongside, like the first slide said, with alongside teachers and administrators to see that goal being done. And so in a comprehensive counseling program, you not only, that's the goal of it, and then, well, how do you get that? Is you do that through, one, ensuring that you have equal access for all students to have education, which our system does that to begin with. And then we basically make a K through 12 program that goes alongside that. And we'll talk more about the actual components of that as we go through. But as we go through that, you'll see that each of these parts of the comprehensive program goes into this. And so you do that in a systematic fashion. As counselors, we're supposed to look at data to determine what things you look at. And so like I said, it has a lot of in common with some of the stuff that we're already doing. But it's a comprehensive K through 12 program that counselors work alongside administrators to create in their districts. And the programs are supposed to be pushed by a school, accredited school counselors in that state. And so that's something that each school district should strive to have. And so that's what the program is. Like I said, we're going to look at each of the components of it as we move forward today. Wrong way, sorry. And so what is the counselor's role in this program? In a perfect situation, counselors spend 80% of their time either A, working directly with students or indirectly with students. But the goal for this program is to make it to the point where it's running sufficiently and where the counselor is spending 80% of the time either directly or indirectly working with students. And so my first question for you guys is, what are some ways that you can think of, either administrators or a counselor or teachers, and you think of when you think of a teacher or a counselor working directly with students? What are some things that come to your guys' mind?
Well, I had a student this week who was having some emotional issues, and we went right to the counselor to talk with her, and she met with her.
So social emotional issues are definitely one. We call that, we'll see that later being referred to as like responsive services, and that's definitely one of the roles that a counselor has in the system. Anything else come to your guys' mind?
Class planning, scheduling.
And that's definitely a lot of the things. And we'll, like I said, we'll talk more as this presentation goes on about what directly working with that is. The other 20%, after you get the system started, is supposed to be spent then working with the program and getting the program running, kind of annually fixing the program, so to speak, or seeing what needs to be done to change in the program. In a comprehensive school program, it is done on an annual basis. They develop a plan and switch some things up. You see that there are results reports. This is what our counselors do this in some ways. I know Shauna does a lot with the PBS program in this. Our school, doesn't have it on paper a K through 12 comprehensive school program, but they have. There is some understanding of what is done between the buildings and what is supposed to be done at each level, so to speak. But with this program, there'd be results reports and data projects. You see every year or two, there'd be an IIR done, which is an internal improvement review where you grade yourselves as a program. And also then you see at times, school counselors have other duties that make up the 20% of the time that, in a perfect scenario, counselors are doing. But in order for this program to work, it has to obviously start with the foundation. And the foundation of the program, you're going to see more of the coming slide. I put our school mission statement that just came here from the middle school, which is everyday success at GMS. And we as all came up together, but the school counselor, a perfect, a comprehensive school counseling program, they have a mission statement that is supposed to be aligned with the building statements too, but it's slightly different. And so it starts at the beginning. And at the foundation of it, the foundation of the program, you make a mission statement, as you see there. You have personal beliefs that the counselors work together, depending on how many counselors are in the building. They come up with that together, and that goes alongside with the mission statements of the building. And so the program goals then are supposed to measure the mission statements. And I know that's eventually what we're heading towards in this building, in this district. That's why we revised all those this year. And one of the main things and how we look at the foundation of this program is the standards. I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but counselors actually have GLEs and stuff too that they're supposed to look at with their groups that they work with. And so they look at these in 3 domains. And this is the one that we talked about earlier. Some of them are academic. At times, counselors have to work with academic skills. I know that's something that I've done, me and Joyce have done in my time in the internship, is we've gone around and we talked to students, reminding them, hey, this is how close you were to passing. This is what you need to achieve next quarter so that you can pass this. And work with them academic skills. Trying to talk to them about, working with students and stuff like that, and working with teachers. And having those students hopefully advocate for themselves with the teachers and spend that time to be successful. Also, there's career, and that starts pretty young. I know Shauna does stuff with those K through 6 kids with the career program, and I know at the high school level, as sophomores, they do Missouri Connections, which is a state program. A lot of what we do as counselors then talks about their career domain, their career path, and career clusters. And then the social and economic, the social and emotional side of things is another thing that we do. And that's kind of what, Angel, you mentioned earlier, what counselors have to do. So not only this, but we also should be teaching that in the classroom. We're not just responsive services, but we're also supposed to be helping these kids in the curriculum with these areas. And every grade level has different things for the counselors to be working with in this regard. And how do we then deliver the program? It's something that's important in the counseling realm. Is how do we deliver the program? We do this through direct services and into indirect services. And the direct ones is what we kind of talked about earlier. The responsive services was the one that you had the counselor do the other day when you talked to that student that was having emotional issues. Joyce mentioned the individual student planning. Here in a couple of weeks, there's going to be students in my classrooms, 5th, 6th hour, and 8th graders doing a 4-year plan to get ready for their future, to kind of think about whether classes do they want to take. That's what the individual student planning is, what kind of career they want to go into. I talked about the school counseling core curriculum. This is something we do, but we also, Joyce mentioned to me that sometimes this is taught in the facts room and stuff, some of the career stuff. But I think one thing that we do at this level is PBIS is taught, and a lot of that is aligned to teaching them different skills and behaviors. And then EverFi is a resource that I found. It has some cool stuff on there. One of them is called Character Playbook. It's actually done by the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's a free program that I've used with my current events class, and I found a lot of benefits from that. And then we also deliver the program through indirect services. At times, this is something with that new licensed counselor or licensed social worker that comes to the school. That's the way that's being done. We refer for additional assistance. Sometimes we have to obviously consult and collaborate with families, sometimes with new teachers. I think one of the things that we do here at this school is kind of neat is the handle with care. That's kind of an indirect way that we let you know what's going on with the students. And we try to tell you on a need-to-know basis on things that you need to know to help them be successful. That's the main goal for this. One of the last topics is accountability. So how do you keep the school counseling program accountable? How do you hold it accountable? Because it is what leads to, obviously, results. But that's what we look at. And so with that, the counselors in the district look and analyze results. If we look at what's going on in the school, are we seeing behavior improvements, whether it's alongside with PBIS or other needs assessments that are used? one thing the counseling programs are really looking to do is to start analyzing data. That's not just a counseling program. Obviously, we're doing that at every level, academically and behaviorally. And then hopefully we'll say, what do we need to improve on in future years? What are the main target areas that we want to see improve in the students and what students are doing? And that should be something that's done on a yearly basis to see, are students actually changed in regards to the programs that we're doing? We do bullying prevention, we do suicide prevention. Are we seeing the results of those types of things in our school district? And so that is looked at through the accountability standard. And so basically, in summary, what the school counseling program is intended to do is to develop and deliver a program that works alongside educators in the classroom to see both student climate change and student behavior change, and to see that program support and see student achievement done. Because I think a lot of times counselors and teachers, though working together, we don't see how we work together like right alongside each other, how we can support one another to see our students to be the best students they can be. And so that's basically what the school counselor's role is in the school counseling program. As we finish today, does anybody have any questions about this counseling program? I think I kind of mentioned today, this school district, we don't have one that's set in paper, but they have, our counselors do work together to have somewhat of a curriculum. It's just not, like we said, in stone. Like I said, if there is no other questions, I do appreciate each of you joining me this afternoon. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but thank you again for coming today.